All right, on Monday of this week, I had the team, we had a 9 o'clock team meeting where I had the team vote for captains. And it was interesting in the eyes of the team. There were like 3 tiers of players when it came to votes. I mean, the top tier, clearly not close by a mile, were these 3 young men sitting to my left. You know, Ben Heaney and Cassius Sendish on defense and Nick Harwell on offense. There really wasn't much of a competition with everyone else as far as, in the eyes of our players, who they perceived to be the leaders. In addition to that, there were 3 other guys that were clearly in between these 3 guys and the rest of the team. So what we've decided to do is add them as part of our leadership committee, so they'll be members of our leadership committee. And the offensive line will be represented by Pat Lewandowski. The defensive line will be represented by Keon Stowers, and all the non-seniors especially, but everyone else will be represented by Montel Cozart. And those 3 guys were the guys who got the votes that wasn't close to everyone else. So some years I've had as many as 9 to 10 guys, but there weren't 9 or 10 guys that got this, as much consideration by their teammates. So with no further ado, I'm going to turn over the question and answers, okay, to our 3 captains, because today it's about them, it's not about me, and let you get to know them a little bit better. Obviously, they'll be available to you, to the media, on a weekly basis that Katie and I will end up working out. So I think that with no further ado, I'm going to dismiss myself and let you talk to them.
Nick, you've been on the squad for only a year. How does it feel that your teammates trust you as a team captain?
I'm really honored to be a team captain. I've only been here for a year, and it feels good to know that your teammate looks up to you. They took me in, and I just look forward to doing my best with my team.
Ben, coaches and players have referred to Cassius as a natural leader. If you agree with that, what are the qualities that make him a natural leader?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Ever since Cassius got here, he's a JUCO guy. He's been in the program. This is going to be his 2nd year. But since he's been here, he was a guy that, if we have to work out at 6 a.m. in the morning, he's in the weight room already at 5. He's in there punching the punching bag or just messing around, just talking with Holsopler. He's always the first guy in, the last guy out and stuff like that. So, he's made an impact from the get-go since he's been here.
Cassius, you've been all in since you got here, since before you got here. Been to Dallas twice to represent this team, leadership committee last year, top of the mountain now as a team captain. Feel like the right progression? I mean, has it sunk in yet that you got to this point?
I mean, I'm just honored to even be in this situation and to be put in this position for my team and to represent the team as a whole. And I mean, it's a great feeling knowing that you can come into a program and do something like that. And I'm just trying to set an example for those who come in the future.
Nick, when 2 key players go down on the offense in the span of 2 or 3 days, the natural thing would be to hang the head and feel bad for them personally and think about how it hurts the football team. How do you move on from that? How do you get your guys to move on from that?
We prepare for the worst. When somebody goes down, it hurts the whole team, especially the individual that goes down. But, we all compete and work hard, and we feel that the guys to fill in their spots have put in the work and are ready to play. We're very confident in them.
Have you been a captain before?
No, sir, this is my first year.
And how about you?
I've been a captain on my high school team in JUCO, but obviously not here. This is the first time.
You were?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ben is a 2-time now. Does that add anything to you, Ben?
I'm just really proud that my teammates view me as, a leader on the team. And, I'm just going to do everything I possibly can just to represent them and just to be the best leader and captain that I can be for those guys.
Ben is the one guy sitting up there that has been around for the last few years. What feels different heading into this season compared to the past few?
You know, I would say just one of the big things is, you know, the leadership that, you know, especially us three guys and the leadership committee and, you know, just a bunch of the other seniors have, you know, really instilled throughout the whole summer and carrying it into camp. You know, this camp seems a lot different than past ones just because of, you know, competition through all the positions. I feel like we have more depth at every position, and it just feels like we're just, as a whole, just a better team than it has in the past. It's really, I don't know how else to explain it.
Ben, it's been about 50 years or so since, at least, since 2A football players played. You know, you're plenty exhausted playing linebacker, but if things get thinner at running back, you were pretty good at that in high school. Did you play both ways at home?
I would love to play both ways. To bring the old Hutchison running back days back. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I always thought I was going to play running back in college instead of defense. So if they need me, you know, I'm on call.
You glad it worked out that they switched you to linebacker?
Yeah, definitely.
These guys, I mean, Nick was talked about all last year by teammates and coaches as a leader, and obviously Cash is the same thing, you know, in their own right. Is there anything that you're going to have to tell them about this actual role now, you know, representing the team as quote-unquote captains now?
You know, I think that they both have been doing that since they've been here, regardless if they had the title of captain last year or not. You know, like I said about Cassius, he came in, hard worker from day one. Same thing with Nick. And, you know, both of these guys, you know, neither of them held anything back. They've been vocal since they've been here. Regardless if, you know, Cassius a new guy, Nick a guy that, you know, couldn't play last year, but he was still, you know, with those guys that whole softball has to work out with on Fridays and stuff, like the redshirt guys and stuff. You know, Nick was always the leader of those guys and pushing those guys further than, you know, anyone else could. So, you know, I feel like both of them have been captains, you know, the whole summer, and the team obviously recognized that.
Ben, to have Brandon go down on Sunday and then the next day you see Taylor go down, I mean, at that moment did you realize how serious the injuries were, and was there a little bit of a state of shock around the locker room?
Yeah, definitely. You know, those are two of my best friends on the team. And, you know, Brandon, he's my roommate. And Taylor, you know, is also just, you know, they're both like brothers to all of us. And just to see the hard work that they've put in, you know, they're both fifth-year senior guys. You know, James Sims has been the guy around here for 4 years. And for them both to, you know, kind of be the ones that are going to carry the load this year. And then both of them, you know, having heartbreaking injuries like that, you know, it hurts the whole team, and it hurts them even more so than the team. But, you know, the two guys that we have, Corey and DeAndre, they both had amazing camps. So, you know, it sucks for Brandon Taylor. It sucks for us as a team that we lost two guys like that, hardworking guys and stuff like that. But, you know, DeAndre and Corey are both exceptional players, and, you know, they're going to do very good.
Have you guys, maybe you, Nick, especially, have you talked with those guys yet? Maybe individually in terms of, hey, it's your time now, and this is what you need to do to be ready, or maybe even Joe Deneen, who's obviously switching over too.
I haven't spoken with the new running backs coming in, or that are right here, but there'll come a point where I sit down and talk to them. I've had small conversations with Corey. You know, he's a freshman coming in, and you know, when the two running backs got hurt, I told him, you know, you got to grow up. You're not a freshman anymore. So I've had small conversations with him. I haven't had an in-depth conversation with him yet, but.
Maybe for Ben and Cassius, you guys obviously have worked with Joe over the last couple of weeks. Does he seem like the kind of guy that can make a natural transition to running back?
Well, I would say the one thing that stuck out about Joe to me was that he's very coachable. And he's one who's going to take whatever the coach asks him to do and put all of his effort, everything that he can, and put it all into it. So I don't think the transition from playing defensive back to running back for Joe will be bumpy at all.
Nick, how has Tony Pearson progressed as a receiver since the time you've been here for a year?
Well, when he first moved to receiver, he was kind of rusty. He was still in the running back mind state. But since he's been playing receiver with me, I've seen him like grow from, this running back to an actual receiver. He even pushes me and teaches me things when we're out on the field. And the biggest thing is competing. He competes with everything he does. So he just shows me how to compete even more than what I have been doing.
And how does the new wide receivers coach work now in terms of you're a veteran, you've been around, you've learned from a lot of different guys in the league and learned new things from him?
Oh, yeah, Keyshawn, he has taught me, he's referred me back to the fundamentals, but he's taught me a lot of things that I haven't been taught, throughout playing receiver. And he's a really positive guy. So I feel like the thing he's brought to the receiver room, well, to me, is to be like most positive, and just come in and have a great attitude, whatever you're doing. You always get something positive out of that.
And then, you caught a lot of balls in Miami. Did you run the ball much? End arounds or any kind of trick plays? Were you kind of a guy that was used in a different role than just wide receiver?
I've ran a few reverses. Some successful, some not so successful. But, they had me doing a lot of different stuff, but mostly catching balls. That's what I do.
So you didn't volunteer for that right away?
Oh, no, I volunteer for a lot of stuff. They'll put me back there. I asked to be a quarterback, I asked to be a running back, but they're just like, no, we're just going to have you catch the ball. But, I do whatever they want me to do.
You think you'd be a good quarterback?
I'll be all right. No, I'll probably drop back and just take off by myself. It'll be like 4 receivers open, I'll still just run the ball. Yeah.
Ben, is this whole thing, your evolution from when you got here, special teams, missile that first year, to now 2-time team captain, leader of the defense, face of the defense, all that stuff. Do you ever think you were headed for that? You just said you thought you'd play running back in college, so you probably couldn't have imagined this was in your future at all.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think really anyone prepares for, anything like this. I'm sure Cash is coming in, never thought he'd be a captain, and same with Nick. It's his first year ever playing. He's up here as a captain, so I don't think really anyone ever has it in the plans, but it kind of just works out that way. And if you just work hard and bring your best to the table every day, I think your peers see that, and obviously they voted us as captains, so I guess it paid off.
Yeah, just real quick for you two guys as well. This is the 3rd year in a row the guy's been voted a team captain who hasn't played a game for Kansas yet. Can you just talk about what that means? Obviously earned respect in a big way, but that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. I think it's different with Nick though, because like I said, he's a guy that couldn't play last year, but he was still one of the most vocal guys on our team, one of the biggest leaders in our team, and just coming from a different team like Miami, and then coming here to a brand new team, brand new school, and everything like that, and just being the leader that he's been, it shows a lot about his character, and I just think it's different with Nick than it has been with the other 2 guys.
From my perspective, the team changes every year, so if the same guys don't emerge as leaders from the past year, then obviously the leadership of the team has changed. And, it's something that's ongoing, and it'll probably change next year, I'm sure. We have 3 seniors up here, so it is what it is, yeah.
Okay.
How important is it for you guys not just to have good individual seasons, but also for this team to go out there and actually win some games this week?
I think that's the most important thing, is to win games. That's been the focus of the whole summer. We all want to win games. We're not aiming to go 3-9 or 1-11 or anything like that. So, it's been our mindset to prove everybody wrong, to prove you guys wrong, to prove everyone in the Big 12 wrong, and you know, to prove ourselves right. You know, we think that we're a great team, and you know, we want to be playing in December. So.
I mean, from my perspective, I don't think anybody sitting up here or anybody that sits in this team meeting room will feel good at night going home, looking in the mirror if we were 1-11 and one of our players just had all the individual accolades. I don't think anybody would feel good about that. We want to produce on the field as a team, not only as individuals.
Does it feel real yet for any of you that this is your senior year and, you know, it's 16 days away or whatever it is?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time, and like since my freshman year, I've been told, you know, it goes by fast. It goes by fast. It goes by fast, and I've just been like, man, it's going by slow. But I got 12 games guaranteed left, so you know, trying to make it 13.
For me, I mean, I try to attack every day the same way, whether I was a freshman or a senior or whatever the case may be. So it's not really much of a shock.
I guess me, you know, like Nick said, you know, seniors, when you come in as a freshman, they tell you that exact same thing. You know, it goes by fast, and man, it does. I remember just yesterday, you know, coming in to KU as a freshman, and you know, looking up to guys like, you know, Tanner Hawkinson, you know, Tobin O'Perham and guys like that. And, you know, to be the guy that, you know, those freshmen are looking up to now, it's crazy to just think about that.
Okay, anything else? All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.